You know what? I actually have to agree with this story, but it's not because of what you're thinking. They were talking about how numbers are going down in motorcycle clubs, or overseas in Australia, they say bikies, okay? And yes, it is true. There is a significant decrease in people wanting to join an MC. And that has nothing to do with the MCs. That has to do with society in general. Things have really changed in, I'd have to say, the last 5 years because of the technology that the younger generation's coming up into. Let's take a look at this, and I'll go further into that point. 9news.com.au. Why NSW bikie numbers have been decimated over the past few years. This by Rafaela Sincerely. Let's see here. Bikie numbers in New South Wales have declined repeatedly over the last few years, with one top cop saying 3 gangs have been decimated. Now, it came as the comments following the formation of NSW's police standalone Raptor Squad, which it claims to aim to curb Sydney's gang violence. What they don't tell you is that there was an actual study that came out, and clubs were way below 1% of the country's organized crime stuff, as they said. Detective Superintendent Andrew, head of the NSW Police Raptor Squad. Now, they go on to say it's hard to confirm numbers exactly, of course, so now you can pull things straight out of thin air, because obviously they don't advertise who confirmed members are or not, but you believe, and admitting that you don't know the numbers. Over the last few years, we've seen a decline of about 20%. How are you going to give a percentage when you don't even know what you're talking about? You're talking out of both sides of your mouth here. And that's the problem with a lot of people, is they're not intelligent enough to read through the lines when these type of people talk. You can't claim a percentage drop if you don't know the numbers themselves. Now, he goes on to say there's about 2,000 members in NSW attached to various outlaw motorcycle gangs and clubs. Okay, which one is it? Is it a gang or is it a club? How are you putting that into your stuff right here? Just asking. Now, he claims the hardest hit ones are the Comancheros, Lone Wolves, and the Rebels. And I find that kind of hard to believe, because I really hardly do any news stories on the Rebels. You know, I do some here and there, but it's not, Comancheros, I do take a lot of those. Lone Wolf, no, I don't see any of that stuff in the newspaper. Let's see here. And it goes on to say it's been widely publicized, the attention they have received over the past few years, with some of their high-ranking members now languishing in jail throughout Australia. And again, that might be true for the Comancheros, but not the Lone Wolves. I really haven't covered anything. And the Lone Wolves and the Rebels, their numbers have been decimated over the past few years. My understanding is the Rebels are the biggest motorcycle club in Australia. But again, you go back and say we don't know their numbers. You don't make no sense at all. And what's even worse is people don't check you out. And it goes on to say Raptor was established in 2009. While the numbers have been hardening so far, said work is far from over. As clubs come and go or lose members, others try to take the position and fill the void. We're doing all we can to ensure the community remains safe as possible. So if you're looking at a deal where clubs are under a percentage point of the problem in your so-called organized crime category, how is that keeping the neighborhood safe? It seems like you'd want to hit street gangs more and those that are actually into organized crime. That whole piece right there really made no sense to me because you said you don't know the numbers. And they actually complain, well, they don't advertise their membership. Well, yeah, actually they do. But you're the dummies who passed the anti-Bikie laws and now put them underground. So you basically have egg on your face, if you ask me. That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Well, let's just make it where they can't show gang stuff in public. Okay, let's put them underground, and that way you'll never know. And you just admitted that point in that story. You really did. You admitted my point there that I've been saying forever and ever and ever. But do I think that the membership declines are because the cops? No, because one thing about clubs is they keep going forward. You might take out a couple, but you know what? It's going to still be there, and it's going to get stronger over time. Hell, you can ask our feds here in the United States about that, and they'll tell you straight up, well, we take them down and they come back stronger. So what's that really telling you about what you're doing and how you're trying to frame the issue of clubs? What is it, what you're trying to frame as far as trying to get the public to believe clubs are gangs? None of your stuff adds up. And I do really wish that people would understand that's the angle that you're coming from. Why is there a decline? Because of technology. Technology has got it to where the younger generation don't like face-to-face contact. They rather text you than talk to you on the phone. And if they do want to talk to you, it's usually over the internet or over a cell phone video chat. We're really seeing it in our younger kids or grandkids where they won't even go outside. They'd rather be on the internet communicating. That's the new way of communicating. And what that does is take away the want to hang out with other people. It's just not MCs that are losing members. Regular fraternal organizations, even like, the Elk, the Moose, the Masons, they're all suffering for trying to get new membership within their ranks, and that's what it comes down to. It isn't the police. It isn't that there's less interest in the club, where I'd have to say a lot of members now in clubs are, in the older age bracket, where when you were younger, when I was younger, that's where you wanted to be. But we still had payphones, okay? Let me just be honest. We still had payphones. Beepers. But now you have all these deals where let's pick up the Zoom or let's pick up, whatever to make a conversation and not hang out. Oh, we can play a game over the internet through Xbox or PlayStation and talk. We don't have to go to each other's house to play that game. Or we don't have to get a bike and just go ride around the neighborhood. That is your reason for the numbers. I truly believe that. That is the reason. But you got to be careful when you have these cops putting out these statistics. Well, we really don't know the exact number. Well, it's a 20% drop. They're morons. Anyway, we're going to go to the second half of the show. I kind of messed up yesterday, man. Not me, but a nasty squirrel ate through my cable line, and I had to have them on my, outside the house on the pole trying to get it fixed. So we're going to the second half of the show right now with China Doll. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Become a member of the Throttle Club. We'll be right back.
Join the Insane Throttles Members Only Club. 2 ways to join over on Spotify and YouTube. Insane Throttle Biker News' channel, by the way. With your membership, you get exclusive content Monday through Friday. China Doll's on there with me. Y'all love China Doll. Also, you get an invite to the yearly Rumble in the Woods, where we get together, have parties, have fun. So make sure you join the Insane Throttles Members Only Club over on Spotify or YouTube. Rock on!